Yeah.
Are y'all asking for?
No, it's recording.
Okay, who is going to interpret the first EKG for us? Tell me that.
Yeah, please you can.
But he has to talk slowly while he does it. Yeah, really?
When I don't know what I'm talking, I talk slow. So the question is on sinus rhythm. The axis slightly deviated.
To where?
To the right.
Right, exactly right. You see this
Yeah, it says so.
negative here, so right axis deviation, good. What else?
Yeah, well, it's sinus rhythm. I can see that P wave very clearly here.
All right, sinus rhythm, okay, so, no, you got some funny looking beats
Yeah,
there.
but
What are they?
they're PVCs.
And why do you say that?
Because the QRS is white, and it's different from the other QRS that I see. They're very often, but it's not like
But now, what's the characteristic of a PVC as far as the rhythm goes? What is it?
it can present before the regular.
But when this pause after the PVC, what do we call that? Right, because, and why is that? Because when you say compensatory, what happens? So if we look at let's say 2R, that's going to be 2R intervals. That, let's see, 3R intervals. So if it's got a compensatory pause, then yeah. So that one falls right back in time. Okay, so that's what we mean by the compensatory pause. So if you're tapping it out and you have a premature beat, and then the next beat falls back in time, you know it's a PVC, right? That's the compensatory pause. PAC resets the sinus mechanism so you don't have a compensatory pause. Okay, so you can tell that the physical's in. Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are y'all all following me? What do I mean by the compensatory pause?
Once again.
Okay. When the PVC, depolarization goes every which way. When it gets to the AV node, it doesn't go back up into the atrium. Okay. Meanwhile, the sinus node is like a clock, just going on its merry way. So after the PVC, the sinus mechanism has never changed. So when it conducts, it goes right back in time. And so you have the compensatory pause. So if you're tapping it out, you tap out, you get the premature beat, but the next beat falls right back in time. Okay, and that's the characteristic of a PVC.
And what did you say about PAC?
A PAC resets the sinus node so you don't have a compensatory pause. Okay. All right, so what else do you see on the anything remarkable about the P waves? You know there must be.
That is enlarged.
What's enlarged?
The P waves are enlarged.
Well, so what is that? What kind of enlargement? What do we say this person likely has? You only got to choose either right or left. No, right edge enlargement is kind of borderline right edge enlargement too, but you have the big P wave in 2, but you got the P wave more in the box in V1, so there's a left atrial abnormality. Okay, what else on this thing?
Q waves.
Q waves. Come on, folks. Where are the Q waves?
2, 3, 8 years.
All right, 2, 3.
3 whole MI.
And so this person's had what, inferior,
E5,
what, MI? So inferior lateral MI, so, okay.
I will corrections for
All right.
two people corrected
Look-
this EKG.
Yeah.
So sinus, you can see previous. Axis is
schedule of action is probably part
Right,
of it.
it's going towards, but ABF, it's like when it's down, ABF, it's like not really.
But I mean, you know it's way right, we're just looking.
Right, it's right about, it's not.
Okay.
Right. Rate rhythm masters is done, then coming to PR interval is fine, QRS is low voltage, some of the things.
Right, but it's not across the board, so you.
Yeah, not across.
So then what's remarkable about the QRS complexes?
I mean, they're broad, I would think it's bigger than 3 squares, as I can see.
But, so, now
It's
what-
4 or 5, so
What,
it's-
what do you think when you see that for R prime and D one?
Right bundle.
So it's a right bundle, okay, an unusual right axis like anyway, but, so what else is remarkable on this EKG?
QT is around. Then there's
What do you
something
know
we
what
will
The
watch.
QT is a little wrong, but I don't think that the computer, when you have bundle branch plot,
You can't find
that's out. So what is the other remarkable thing about EKG?
Harmony.
Right, yeah, so this person's likely had an anterior line. Because even with the right bundle, it should have good R-wave progression. So, and then I would also suspect they've had inferior line. They've got inferior Q waves. Okay.
So think about MI because of the forearm progression.
Yeah, the poor progression there, but they've also got inferior Q waves. So 2, 3, and F, so that'd be inferior scar. So, all right. Dr. Patel.
How do you differentiate between intraventricular block and right, like, or any
Well,
other
you know,
bundle branch?
that's a good question. If they don't have, I mean, if they don't have the classic right bundle, left bundle, you just call it IVCD, intermittent conduction
Is
delay.
there some specific characterization? No.
Just the specific things for right bundle, left bundle, and if it doesn't fall into
Oh,
those,
you just said.
so.
Can't really see a P wave.
So it looks like pretty regular rhythm, right?
Yeah. Wide QRS.
So you're working in the ER, Dr. Beggs tied up, doing a rectal exam. You have to take care of this patient. So what are you gonna do?
Trying to slow the rate down.
Well, I mean, what's the rhythm?
It's regular. Looks irregular in
So it's a
It's regular.
regular wide complex at 108. So what's, so your differential would be what? It could be VT or it could be what else?
SVT with aberrant conduct.
It doesn't look too much like a delta wave to me, so I wouldn't say WTW. So,
SV.
or it could be SVT with aberrancy.
Aberrancy.
Okay, so the patient comes in blood pressure 140/80, saying their heart's racing, and they walk in, so it could be VT, right? So you're gonna go in,
It can be.
oh, it could be, okay, well, you're exactly right, it could be, because if you give this patient diltiazem or verapamil, kill them, right, if it's VT, but you don't know what it is, so what are you gonna do?
Adenosine.
Right, you give them adenosine, okay, and so if it's SVT, what's it gonna do?
It break it or not.
Right, it's gonna break it or do nothing. If it's VT, it's not gonna do anything. So if it turns out that it's flutter, and you can't see flutter waves, you're gonna see a pause with flutter waves. You all know that. So the adenosine wouldn't be a unreasonable thing. It wouldn't be unreasonable to give the person amnio, okay? so if you didn't know. But now the rate's only 108, so before I do anything, I'm going to listen pretty carefully to this patient and see if I can tell what this rhythm is by listening to the patient. So what, am I just crazy, or do you think I can listen to him and tell what it is? I see some looks of consternation.
I didn't understand the question.
I mean, I'm going to listen to the patient. I know that's something we don't often do here, but what might, I mean, I'm going to tell you what it is. So I'm going to tell you what the rhythm is. So how am I going to do that?
Palpate to pulse and listen to him, like auscultate and palpate, the radial pulse and see
Pulse
if it's.
width?
No, I don't think that's going to help you. So what if it's VT? What is the characteristic of VT?
S1 will be, value.
That's right. Why is that? Because VT has what? AV what? Dissociation. So you can't often see the P waves, but if there's a P wave right before the QRS, you have a loud first heart sound. So if you have a variable first heart sound in a regular tachycardia, it's not SVT. Okay? It's VT. And the rate of 108, that's something I promise you could tell. So if the first heart's in variable, I just skip the Denison and go right to the ambient run. Now what if the patient came in and the patient was sweating and the blood pressure was 80 and the patient had chest pain? Live better electrically, right? Call Alabama Power. So that's going to be in your boards, but that's a real life thing. If they're unstable, then you shock them. You're not going to hurt somebody by shocking them. It's not going to shock them in asystole. Okay? So, but before you shock somebody, you just have a rhythm strip, and you got enough time to get a 12 lead EKG. So, because then somebody else can look at it.
So, doctor, I
tell
have a
what it
question.
is. But just with just with the width of the QRS, that'd be even pretty wide for a bundle or IVCDs. That's probably, that's one thing that helps you for VT. Once it gets up way above 0.12, that favors VT.
Doctor, if in ER, if they are started on, because of the low blood pressure, if they started on vasopressors before we see the patient, so we have to discontinue and go with the shocking the patient.
Right, I would shock, I don't know if I wouldn't start the vasopressor, I'd just shock the patient.
We are good about shocking usually.
So,
They don't get sedate. They just.
okay, all right. Can we lower that where we have the first one in the,
Scroll down somebody.
there should be, this one is, there we go, okay. Keep going, a little bit more, I want to see. Okay, all right, so, I don't know if this is the same page or not, but now go to the next thing. So I think this was a patient we talked about, an ICU. And
Oh,
so,
yes.
and so,
Mr. Gordon.
so what I did, I said, let's just watch for a minute on the monitor. And so we watched for a minute and then I saved this thing. And so tell me kind of what that tells you about the rhythm. No, this is dead regular, okay?
That's right here.
Okay, what does that be and
Capture
that
beat.
be too?
Capture.
Okay, so what does a capture be? Right, you remember you got AV dissociation, so if that depolarization, that P wave happens to find the AV node not refractory, then it's going to depolarize the ventricle. And so it's not a completely narrow QRS because you know this person's got bad conduction system disease, but it's much more narrow than the other rhythm, these beats. And so that's a capture beat. And so that tells you right then that it's VT. Okay, it tells you got it. And then also you can look and see, that, and maybe that is a P wave. I'm not that's probably a P wave. So that's probably a P wave. So, you've got some things that tell you that there's AV dissociation. So if you see a capture beat or fusion beat, same thing, of just a melding of two beats, then that would tell you that it's VT.
Dr. Moore, why not AVNRT if the P wave is embedded in the QRS? Why don't you say it's AVNRT and why?
Okay, it would be very unusual for you to come out of it and have one sinus beat and not break the rhythm. I mean, you see what I'm saying? You have sinus conduction to the AV node to the ventricle, and so the circuit would be broken, and sometimes it starts right back up, but not. I mean, usually reentrant rhythms start with a premature beat, so you usually have one normal beat and then go right back into a reentrant rhythm like that. So that just would be unusual. Okay. Who's next? Hardik, what's the story here?
It's a irregular rhythm. Rate between 150 to 100 and looks like
So, right, so you said, so if we're gonna, if we look at this, you said it's irregular, and so I agree, it's AFib, right?
AFib with rapid, no, just
With aberrant conduction?
With a pretty rapid response. But then what happens right here, in the middle of the EKG?
QRS is narrowed down.
Right, and then what do you see before QRS?
I think it's a non-sustained VT.
No, I mean, I think that's probably AFib, and you're going fast, so they have aberrancy. Okay, in other words, the conduction is slowed. By aberrant conduction, you kind of partially depolarized, so it's not fully refractory, so conduction is slow, or we call it decremental conduction. So you have that wide QRS, then they convert to sinus, slow down a little bit, and then the QRS narrows. You follow me?
Yeah.
So did this patient got something and converted?
Yeah, I don't remember
Okay.
what, but actually that must have been a GMS patient because that's a new EKG. So the person just happened to convert right in the middle of that strip.
So what would explain the white QRS?
I think it's just, okay, like you've heard of a rate-related bundle. In other words, that's the same thing as aberrant conduction. If you conduct so fast that the tissue isn't able to repolarize completely, so conduction is slowed, and so we call it aberrancy. So I think you get aberrant conduction when you're in AFib with a rapid rate, and when they go back to sinus and slow down the QRS, they're able to conduct normally in the ventricle, so the QRS narrows, or I should say more normally.
This guy had AICD, Dr.
Yes.
This patient.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be lucky you didn't get shocked just from the rate algorithm
Right.
when he was going that fast.
Mhm.
So, okay. Can we turn that, or do we have to all lie on our side?
No, you can,
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let's see what it says, view.
there it is.
Okay.
It's not upside down.
All right, so this is a common thing we see.
Yeah.
Mario?
So, first is see a P wave and a QRS following, but not after each beat. The P wave, there's a drop beat there, and then the P or QRS, then a prolonging, and then a drop beat.
Right, so what do we call it?
So we call that secondary gated block type 1.
Right, so that's modus one.
Modus
If-
one.
The take-home message is where's the block in modus one?
It's somewhere
It's-
around that page.
AV node, AV.
It's an AV node, okay, and that's why if